And now, live from the palatial, spacious, gracious, but never ostentatious studios high above Gotham City, it's Zach DeWack.
Stupid. Makes me laugh.
Greetings, red-blooded, verified Earth people, and those with no check mark. It's me, the always dapper podcast babbler, your daddy-o cock block from the radio, and the monkey on the mic here running that unprofessionally trained tongue of mine. I am Zachary Ernesto Wagalina III.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
Hi, everybody.
Well, what are we waiting for?
This is fantastic.
Hello, hello, hello.
This will only hurt for 22 minutes.
It's very early. I may have to hurt you. Call me in 5 minutes.
This is something that is treatable. This is something that is fixable.
Hey, this is not a test. Oh my God, it's early.
Mondays suck.
And good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to those of you in Winnebago, Minnesota, and So-So, Mississippi, and all around the world. This is the often secluded, never diluted, always wacky, never tacky, hot rockin', flame-throwing DeWack in the Morning Show. Live from the low-rent, sleazy, and measly Ramin' Jammin' Nut Hut Studios at the DeWack Shack Podcasting Megaplex at Peachtree Industrial here in FEMA Region Number 4, somewhere on the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia. We are live out of Studio A today.
Hello, Monday people.
As always, let's take a look at that birthday list. Princess Isabella, a Danish royal family member who was born third in line to the Danish throne. She is the first female born into the Danish royal family since 1946. She has held the title of Her Royal Highness since 2008. She's 18. Actress Emma Tremblay is 21. Lily D. Moore is 22. She's a TV actress famous for her roles in Never Have I Ever, Teachers, and Lift. She has Down syndrome, which has not limited her in her acting career. She also started an initiative for the homeless population called HELP, helping everybody with love and passion. Thomas Doherty from Descendants and The Invitation is 30. Former Cowboys quarterback and NFL color analyst Tony Romo is 45. James McAvoy from Split and His Dark Materials is 46. Nicole Sullivan, an original cast member of Mad TV, who achieved fame for her impersonations of Britney Spears and Drew Barrymore. She later played a major role in the sitcom The King of Queens and starred in her own Lifetime series, Rita Rocks. She's 55. Comedian Rob Riggle from The Hangover and The Daily Show is 55. The Cure's Robert Smith is 66. Andy McDowell from Maid and Groundhog Day is 67. Tony Danza from Taxi and Who's the Boss is 74. Tony and Grammy winner Patti LuPone is 76. And the real wild child, Iggy Pop, turned 78 years young today.
I'm a real wild one, wild one, wild one, wild one.
Also born on this day, Queen Elizabeth II. Remember, she passed away in 2022. Remembering first monarch of the House of Tudor, Henry VII, he died in 1509. Mark Twain passed away on this day in 1910. Prince passed in 2016. Vern Troyer's Mini-Me in Austin Powers, he passed away on this day in 2018. Derek Jones, rhythm guitarist and backing vocalist for the post-hardcore band Falling in Reverse, passed in 2022 at the age of 35. This day in movies and TV, Field of Dreams and Pet Sematary, released in 1989. Walker, Texas Ranger, premiered in 1993. Leonardo DiCaprio's The Basketball Diaries, released in 1995, as well as While You Were Sleeping with Sandra Bullock. Silent Hill, released in 2006, and Evil Dead Rise, released in 2023.
It happened on this day as if you care.
According to tradition, on April 24th, 753 BC, Romulus and his twin brother Remus found Rome on the site where they were suckled by a she-wolf as orphaned infants. Actually, the Romulus and Remus myth originated sometime in the 4th century BC, and the exact date of Rome's founding was set by the Roman scholar Marcus Terentius Varro in the 1st century BC. In 1789, John Adams was sworn in as the first vice president of the United States. In 1836, during the Texas War of Independence, the Texas militia under Sam Houston launched a surprise attack against the forces of Mexican General Santa Anna along the San Jacinto River. The Mexicans were thoroughly defeated and hundreds were taken prisoner, including General Santa Anna himself. In 1865, a train carrying the coffin of assassinated President Abraham Lincoln leaves Washington, D.C. on its way to Springfield, Illinois, where he would be buried on May 4th. In 1895, Woodville Latham and his sons Otway and Gray demonstrated their Panopticon, the first movie projector developed in the United States. On the afternoon of April 21st, 1966, a bar crawl in New York's West Village leads to an important early moment in the gay liberation movement. In what will be dubbed the Sip-In, Dick Leish, Craig Rodwell, and John Timmons publicly identify themselves as gay and demand to be served anyway, challenging the unofficial but widespread practice of banning gay customers from bars. In 1967, General Motors celebrated the manufacturing of its 100 millionth American-made car. At the time, GM was the world's largest automaker. Rosie Ruiz, at the age of 26, finishes first in the women's division of the Boston Marathon with a time of 2 hours, 31 minutes, and 56 seconds on April 21st, 1980. She was rewarded with a medal, a laurel wreath, and a silver ball. However, 8 days later, Ruiz is stripped of her victory after race officials learned she jumped into the race about a mile before the finish line.
You're such a cheater.
Sounds like something I would do.
Cheater.
In 1986, after massive hoopla, reporter Geraldo Rivera hosted a live TV special to open a sealed vault linked to Al Capone in Chicago's Lexington Hotel.
Oh, that vault looks very heavy.
Except for a few bottles, the vault was empty. In 1993, deputies near Cudahy, Wisconsin arrested 2 men for stealing a large electronic game machine from a bar. The machine was so heavy, their pickup truck got stuck in the mud in the tavern parking lot. One of the men called the sheriff's office and asked for a tow. In 1998, while Bill Gates presented his new Windows 98 computer operating system to a Chicago convention group, it crashed. In 2005, an Australian undertaker began offering a beer-as-you-bury service to take some of the sting out of bereavement. The company's minibus, complete with a minibar, coffee, and a DVD player, transported 12 mourners with the coffin to the cemetery. In 2009, a wooden putter which was used to take the final winning shot in the 1939 British Open was discovered dumped in a garbage in the UK. Golfer Gary Brigham had stashed the club amid his clutter 20 years before, not realizing its value. The antique putter was worth over $22,000. And in 2019, on this day, Ukrainian comedian Vladimir Zelensky won the country's presidential election in a landslide. Special events for today. It is Advisor Appreciation Day. It's National Alex Day. It's Bulldogs Are Beautiful Day. It's Big Word Day. It's Easter Monday. It's Go Fly a Kite Day. It's Chickpea Day. It's Chocolate Covered Cashews Day. It's International Hemp Day, National Javier Day, Keep Off the Grass Day. I'm talking about the lawn here. It's Kindergarten Day, Pet CBD Day. It's National Surprise Drug Testing Day, and it's Thank You for Libraries Day. It's also Dingus Day. Here to tell you about Dingus Day is Anderson Cooper.
Dingus Day isn't some totally fake holiday cooked up by a Seinfeld writer like Festivus. Dingus Day is a real thing, obscure but real. It's a Polish-American tradition celebrating the end of Lent the day after Easter. And all over the country, or in 3 places that we know for sure, there were Dingus Day parades and parties and lots of drinking and dancing and revelry. Now, you could have gotten your dingus on in Indiana or in Ohio, but if you really want the most bang for your dingus buck, you got to shuffle off to Buffalo.
Buffalo calls itself the Dingus Day capital of the world, and it's hard to argue when you see the festivities that break out.
Buffalo, the Dingus Day capital of the world. Also the birthplace of the chicken wing, little known fact. They've been celebrating Dingus Day there since the 1800s, but apparently, it really took off in the 1960s.
It caught on because, for a number of reasons. Dingus, first of all, is a funny word. It's spelled with a Y. People don't know what it means.
It's funny because it's spelled with a Y. What does it mean anyway? My new favorite reference spot, that would be dingusdaybuffalo.com, says dingus can be traced back to a medieval word meaning worthy, proper, or suitable. And here's how you celebrate Dingus Day.
The quirky little rituals include boys sprinkling girls that they fancy with water, and the girls striking back with a tap from a pussy willow branch.
Make sure you listen to the whole thing. Anderson Cooper can't keep a straight face.
I'm not going to let you do this one. Sorry. It's so stupid. It's really so stupid. Stop. Come on. Come on. It's just torture. Just gotta let it out. Just gotta let it out.
Today's number for the day is 500. That's the dollar amount awarded to architect James Horan for his design for the White House in Washington, D.C. He was also awarded a parcel of land. Here's this day in music. In 1962, Elvis Presley started a 2-week run at number 1 on the singles charts with Good Luck Charm, his 5th number 1 of the 60s. In 1967, working at Abbey Road Studios in London, the Beatles completed the sessions for Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The final recordings were a short section of gibberish and noise, which would follow a day in the life in the run-out groove. They recorded assorted noises and voices, which engineer Jeff Emmerich then cut up and randomly reassembled and edited backwards. At John Lennon's suggestion, they also added a high-pitched 15-kilocycle whistle audible only by dogs. These were omitted from the American version of the album. In 1973, Tony Orlando and Dawn started a 4-week run at number 1 on the singles charts with Tie a Yellow Ribbon Round the Old Oak Tree. It became the biggest seller of 1973, selling over 6 million copies. The song was based on a true story of a prisoner who wrote to his wife asking her to tie a yellow ribbon around an oak tree in the town square in White Oak, Georgia, if she still loved him. In 1976, Women Against Violence Against Women called for a boycott of all Warner Communication albums because of the promotional campaign for the Rolling Stones' new album, Black and Blue. The album was being promoted with a controversial advertising campaign that depicted the model Anita Russell bruised and bound under the phrase "I'm black and blue" from the Rolling Stones, and I love it. In 1982, the Clash frontman Joe Strummer disappeared for 3 weeks, which resulted in the group canceling a tour. The singer was found living rough in Paris, France. In 1984, Phil Collins started a 3-week run at number 1 on the singles charts with the theme from Against All Odds. It was Phil's first U.S.
number 1.
just let you walk away, just let you leave without a trace. When I stand here taking every breath with you, ooh, you're the only one who really knew me at all.
In 1990, Paul McCartney played in front of 184,000 fans at the Maracana Stadium in Rio de Janeiro, creating a new world record for the largest crowd attending a rock concert. Also, in 1990, on this day, Sinead O'Connor started a 4-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with her version of Prince's song Nothing Compares to You. The track was also a number 1 hit in 18 other countries. The video was shot in Paris and consists almost solely of a close-up of O'Connor's face as she sings the lyrics. Towards the end of the video, 2 tears roll down her face. The clip won Best Video at the 1990 MTV Video Music Awards, the first video by a female artist to win in this category.
So now, like once or twice a week, I sit down and really treat myself. I put on some Sinead O'Connor and explore the depths of my...
In 2001, REM guitarist Peter Buck was charged by police at Heathrow Airport with being drunk and on an aircraft and assaulting British Airways crew. Buck was taken into custody after landing on a flight from Seattle and questioned by police for 12 hours.
Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock.
In 2013, Calvin Harris made chart history by becoming the first artist to have 8 top 10 hits from one studio album. The DJ and producer from Dumfries, Scotland, had overtaken Michael Jackson, who previously held the record with 7 top 10 hits from both his 1987 album Bad and his 1991 record Dangerous.
Who's bad?
In 2014, Robin Thicke's controversial hit single Blurred Lines was named the UK's most downloaded song of all time. The song had sold 1.54 million copies since it was released in May of 2013, despite criticisms of its explicit lyrics. About 20 university student unions banned the track, saying it promoted date rape culture, an accusation Thicke consistently denied. In 2015, Phil Rudd, drummer of AC/DC, changed his plea to guilty on a charge of a threat to kill in a court in Tauranga, New Zealand. The court heard Rudd was unhappy about his album's launch party and asked a former employee to be taken out. He had previously denied the charge. He also pleaded guilty to cannabis and methamphetamine possession. The court had heard that he had fired a number of employees the previous August after the launch of his solo album, Head Job. And on this day in 2016, Adele was named as Britain's richest ever female musician.
This is News Central.
A survey found that Peeps are America's favorite Easter candy, finally answering the age-old question, what happens when you poll people who've never actually eaten candy before? In related news, Americans also voted hospital gown as their favorite outfit and airplane middle seat as their favorite place to sit.
That's right!
The FDA is suspending a quality control program for its food testing laboratories as a result of staff cuts. Turns out FDA now stands for food. Don't ask. And mystery meat just got a whole lot more mysterious.
What's that in your mouth?
A study shows that when dogs and their owners stare at each other, the love hormone oxytocin is released, meaning that people can feel just as strongly about their dogs as they do about their relatives. Plus dogs, don't forget to return your power tools.
Yes, I guess you're right.
A survey found that most Americans are not adequately prepared for disaster. Gallons of water? Check. Fully charged flashlights? Check. Battery pack so I can update Instagram and TikTok when the power goes out? Check. North Korea is in the process of constructing potentially its largest warship ever. The ship will feature state-of-the-art 1970s technology. Zoom experienced a widespread outage last week. Luckily, I missed out on that wacky Wednesday team meeting. Research shows a link between snoring and a decline in mental ability. It may have something to do with how many times your spouse hits you in the head to stop your snoring. In Italy, police found a man lying in the middle of the road. He was fine. He just wanted to stop cars for assistance because he had run short of fuel. Obviously, fuel wasn't the only thing he was running short of. In India, an 18-year-old threw himself into a well to force his parents to arrange a marriage for him. They did, and 2 days later, he left the well to marry his new bride. Yeah, honeymoon plans include Niagara Falls. Well, Mother's Day is coming up in May. Will you get your mom or wife a gift, even if she says, don't get me anything? What about her birthday or Valentine's Day? A survey finds that even if a wife or girlfriend speaks these words, 88% of men will ignore her wishes and get her something anyway. Good idea, since women in the survey said even if they say they don't want anything, 63% still expect a small gift. Katy Perry made headlines when she embarked on a space journey with Blue Origin, which generated mixed reactions due to its perceived opulence in a time when many Americans are struggling to buy groceries. Upon returning, Katy was met with drama at Wendy's, known for its social media presence, posted some shady comments about sending her back into space. The fast food chain essentially made lighthearted jabs about the situation, and one post said, "When we said women in STEM, this isn't what we meant." Wendy's later issued a statement clarifying their intentions and expressing respect for Katy Perry. TikTok is introducing a new feature called Footnotes, designed to leverage the collective knowledge of its community. TikTok's head of operations and trust and safety describes Footnotes as a tool where users can contribute relevant information to videos. TikTok users interested in utilizing this feature must be at least 18 years old, based in the U.S., have been active on the platform for at least 6 months, and comply with TikTok's community guidelines. Footnotes will allow users to share their expertise and add context through a community-based approach. Moderated by a voting system, the community can comment and vote on each other's footnotes, with annotations surpassing a certain threshold becoming visible to the wider TikTok audience. Well, we need to be exercising more. This we know, and according to a new survey, the top reason we give for not working out is that we're too tired. Just over 6 in 10 of us give tiredness as the reason we don't exercise. The survey also uncovered some offbeat excuses for not exercising. Clients of personal trainers have told them they had to cancel because my cat is on fire, my pancreas hurts, my downstairs is flooded, I exercised in my dreams, and my body is allergic to sweat. According to research compiled by the Daily Beast, loud and fast music at restaurants makes people eat faster and drink more. In the mid-1980s, researchers at Fairfield University demonstrated that people increased their rate of chewing by almost a third when listening to faster, louder music, accelerating from 3.83 bites a minute to 4.4 bites in a minute. Stoked with data of this nature, chain restaurants developed computerized sound systems that were preset to raise the tempo and volume of music at hours of the day when corporate wanted to turn tables. And a study completed in France found that when music was played at 72 decibels, men consumed an average of 2.6 drinks at a rate of 1 drink per 14.51 minutes. When the sound level was cranked up to 88 decibels, the number spiked to an average of 3.4 drinks, with one consumed every 11.47 minutes. Temu, known for its ultra-low prices, has revealed plans to adjust its pricing. Since its inception in 2022, Temu has become a preferred shopping platform for budget-conscious consumers. But due to the trade war started by the Trump administration, Temu has announced upcoming price adjustments starting 1 week from today. A 22-year-old man was arrested Thursday in Singapore after allegedly slashing another man. Upon arrival, officers found the suspect running naked, and during the arrest, he injured 3 police officers using a wooden plank with nails, causing them minor injuries. Well, if you're one of these people who watches the Olympics and wishes they'd put a normal person in the competition so we can see how fast the athletes really are, this one's for you. 8-time Olympic gold medalist and a 10-time world champion sprinter Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce recently announced her comeback, and for her first 100-meter race, she competed against the other parents at her son's sports day event and completely demolished them.
We gotta wrap this program to bring you something really, really, really stupid.
It was a crazy time 5 years ago, like that guy who in April of 2020 was arrested for quarantining himself in a closed Connecticut restaurant and helping himself to thousands of dollars worth of food and drink during a 4-day binge. Luis Angel Ortiz was arrested after allegedly eating his way through the supplies of a Cuban restaurant which had temporarily closed because of the pandemic. Ortiz inhaled several $1,000s worth of food and booze, including many bottles of liquor. In Nigeria, a woman was nabbed by a restaurant customer who said he saw her steal a phone from another diner. Police quizzed the woman about the success and were about to let her go when someone suggested they call the phone. After they dialed the phone, they heard a sound coming from under the woman's clothing and took her to jail. 2 art thieves in Italy successfully stole a valuable painting from a small gallery but accidentally dropped it while fleeing, then returned to the scene of the crime the next day dressed as tourists to see if they could find it. Gallery staff recognized them from security footage and stalled them with an impromptu tour till police arrived. Another woman in Nigeria stole a phone from a man's pocket, then used it to take selfies that automatically uploaded to the victim's cloud storage account. Using a laptop, he was able to view the photos and share them with police who were familiar with the thief. Police were called to a shopping center in Palm Bay, Florida, on a report that Christopher Marlowe was back after having been trespassed from the property. When cops showed up to take Marlowe away, he was easy to spot. He was dressed in a bright yellow suit with white and red striped sleeves, a red clown nose, and riding a bicycle. Cops say they found a weapon on him. After putting Marlowe in their patrol car to take him to jail, an officer observed, "You look like a clown." Marlowe replies, "I am a clown, stupid."
Here's your highly scientific and completely infallible and often inscrutable guaranteed horoscope for today.
All right, here are your brand new world-famous Dweck in the Morning Monday Horrible Scopes. If today is your birthday, you are an Aries. You're bold, you're brave, you're basically a human battering ram. This week, try using words instead of headbutts. People might respond better to emails than impromptu sword fights.
Perhaps I could help you with that hump.
Taurus, you're grounded, loyal, and possibly glued to your couch. The stars suggest you stand up and stretch. Not because anything important is happening, just because you've been sitting there since 2009.
It's the simple way to stop making a pig out of yourself, honey.
Gemini, you'll start 7 projects this week and finish absolutely none of them. But don't worry, you'll charm someone else into finishing them for you. Classic move.
I'd say that was a disaster.
Cancer Moonchild, you're emotional, intuitive, and deeply suspicious of anyone who doesn't text back in under 4 minutes. Chill. Mercury isn't ghosting you, it's just in retrograde.
It comes on every night at 10 o'clock.
Leo, you crave attention like a plant craves sunlight, and baby, this week you're blooming. But remember, if you're going to make a dramatic exit, you have to actually leave the room. Slamming the door and coming back in for your charger ruins the vibe.
Yeah, this is a real snafu.
Virgo, you made a list of things to fix this week, but unfortunately none of them are people. Try not correcting someone's grammar in a group chat. We dare you. It's just one day.
This is a mistake. This can't be happening.
Yes, it is, and it's killing your mother.
Libra, you're indecisive, charming, and currently stuck in a 45-minute internal debate over whether to wear socks. Spoiler, you'll go barefoot and then blame society.
Slightly hairy buds.
Scorpio, mysterious, intense, and just a little too invested in true crime documentaries. This week, someone confesses their love to you, and you're like, cool, but where were you on the night of the 14th?
This feels good.
Sagittarius, freedom-loving, spontaneous, and allergic to plans. You'll book a flight to Iceland while in line at Starbucks. Don't worry, your pet will forgive you for forgetting to tell them.
This could be responsible for your subnormal intelligence.
Capricorn, you're ambitious, practical, and low-key plotting world domination through a spreadsheet. This week, relax, not everything is a performance review. Unless it is, then destroy them.
Heck them to heck and heck.
Aquarius, eccentric, brilliant, and possibly living in a timeline only you understand. You'll invent a new way to cook toast and call it a breakthrough. People will be confused. You won't care.
Did anybody even consider the possibility?
And finally, Pisces, dreamy, empathetic, and probably crying over a leaf. This week, set boundaries. Start by not absorbing the emotions of a stranger's Facebook post about soup. And those are your official DeWack in the Morning horoscopes. And remember,
Don't leave home without them. Today's horoscope sucks.
well, you've been listening to the Always First, Never Last podcast with me, your doomsday host, the incredible edible Mr. Zach Wackalina. You can connect with me at ZachTheWack.com. That's ZachDawack.com. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, MySpace, the comic strip, the Yellow Pages, Telepathy, Western Union, or call or text 984-DeWack1. That's 984-329-2251. Like it, follow us, or subscribe, and please share this show with your friends. Thank you to all the awesome wackos, weirdos, reverts, preverts, dingbats, jelloheads, anonymous for any and all listens you can give. It means a lot. I'm out of here like Vladimir. Until next time, and there will be a next time. Don't forget me, I won't forget you. I am Zach the Wack, saying if I'm lying, I'm dying. Grits ain't groceries, eggs ain't poultry, and Mona Lisa was a man. I'll be back Friday for another radical edition of the DeWack in the Morning Show. I'll talk to you then. Same whack time, same whack channel. Whack out.
Monday sucks. Monday sucks. It's Monday. It's Monday. ZachTheWack.com.
You promised no fun and you delivered.